Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of GIQUE Critique. Today we will be ranking the top detectives. We have Juju Green here, Brian Harris. Brian is a first-time GIQUE critiquer. So hello Brian, how do you feel?
I'm very excited to be here, so I can't wait.
Yeah.
Nice. Juju, how you feeling?
I can't think of any detectives right now, and so I'm kind of nervous to see what this list is going to be.
Oh, so we will be blind ranking this episode. So once they have their oh my gosh,
Characters,
there we go.
okay, guys.
Once their detective is on the board, they cannot move it anymore. So pressure's on.
The pressure is on, but how do you guys think you're going to do?
We're not doing anything, so I think just fine.
All right, fair enough. It feels like they're in a mood to start. It feels,
ready.
Let's see.
They're
Who's
definitely-
number one,
Oh, yeah.
Jasmine?
I thought we'd start off with a very controversial one, and I just want to kind of get the waters a little shaken.
Controversial detective.
Oh.
I don't like the way she
Possible.
finds out crime.
The controversy is she actually
a
a detective?
detective?
But when we did online, obviously we go to the internet to see, hey guys, who are your top 5 detectives? This wonderful high schooler came up multiple times.
Okay.
She's a
So-
spy.
Okay. I just want to say this. Like,
Crime fighter,
I do
spy.
have a well-known affinity for redheads and green eyes.
We know this to be true.
But I will give a lot of her detective skills to Wade. She relies on him a
I would
lot,
have to agree,
like
yeah,
a lot.
absolutely.
So I will put her at like 8. Like
Wow,
off
that's
jump.
crazy. I was
Yeah.
So
thinking
8 saying
And that's
that
being generous.
The same
That is
exact
being
I'm
number.
very
sorry.
generous.
Wait, wait. Is that number 1? You said this is locked in, right?
this is
It's
locked
locked
in.
in.
Okay.
So
Where's she at?
8 is the bottom of the barrel.
Okay, so we can't move around.
No, once you put her there. So
Put her
so
at-
what you're saying
Put her
is
at 10. She relies too much on Wade. I would say 10.
So would you say Wade is the true detective?
Wade is the true. Well, not really, because he be looking up shit. Like, he be Googling. Like, that's the opposite.
Are
of
you saying detectives don't look up shit?
They don't
like they don't
research?
use their resources?
I'm pretty sure that resources is looking at it saying, knowledge that I read somewhere, not in the moment, like
I feel
Google.
that.
You know?
So 10?
and
I
there,
would say
you
10.
think that in this pile
Let's do
there's
9.
not going to be a singular person
You know what?
or thing.
Because I love redheads and green eyes, I'll spot her a 7.
Brian, where do you
I
think
was
they
gonna
should
say
go?
8.
8?
On
8?
your initial 8, I
Okay.
was down for that. Absolutely.
We'll do 8
Because
just
you
because.
also have an
Lock
affinity
in
for
at
redheads
8?
with green hair?
hair.
I don't know.
8?
I think 8. I can't imagine that she'd be any higher.
I'm comfortable
I also
with 8.
am with the point of that Wade does kind of most
Okay.
of the work when you think about
Alright.
it.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Ron is just Ken.
Ron is
Ron
just,
is just Ken.
Just
just
Ken.
stoppable.
He does become unstoppable when he becomes a monkey man, but that's a
He
whole other
does.
conversation.
Rufus
That
is
he
the true
does.
detective.
Rufus.
I'm gonna mess up this guy's name, but he is a famous detective.
yes.
I know I forgot to look it up beforehand.
Who
That
is
was
French,
my
isn't
bad.
it?
That's
It is
awkward.
French.
Yep. I know.
It
this
is
one.
French, and
Yeah.
it's one of
I
my
know this
favorite
one.
movies.
It's not Mr. Bean?
Oh, yes.
Hercule.
Hercule
Poirot.
Hercule
Poirot.
No, it's Poirot.
Perot. I thought it was
Perot.
Perot.
Put in the
Perot.
comments how
I'd say
I pronounce
everything French
this.
ends
Put the
with a
phonetic
wa.
alphabet, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I
Oh,
like
no,
his
that's what's his name? Lockhart. Professor Lockhart from
It
Harry
is
Potter.
Professor Lockhart as well.
Wild.
But in the case of the detective, where would we rank him? One of the most famous
that is good 'cause
detectives.
he's good.
He's got a
really is
franchise.
Actually,
Yeah.
really good.
He is brilliantly good. It's
how-
murder mystery
He's
good.
good.
I will say that people get murdered on his watch. I think he could be a little bit faster. Like,
I mean, it's
it takes him a minute to
circumstantial.
figure it out. Like, he'd be all like, oh, God.
That's
He's
a
usually
really
on
good point.
vacation
You
when it
know?
comes to
That's
that.
also very true.
It takes him a minute.
This
Like, most
man is
people,
on vacation, and these are like, I'm not doing it. I'm not. Another one, fine.
I'll put him at.
He's a top
I would
5.
say is he a top 5?
I think he's
feel
a
like-
top 5 for sure.
I'm
Absolutely.
thinking like 6 or 5. Because I feel like there's gonna be 5 more that's like that actually people don't die
Because you
while
ha-
he's looking
oh my
for the
God.
mystery.
Can you think of 5 off the top of your head right now?
I could, but I don't want to spoil it. Like,
You're not going to spoil it. There's thousands of detectives.
Sherlock
in the world.
Holmes, Batman, Clouseau, the Pink Panther is better. I'm hoping they're in there. Doctor Who,
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock. I said Sherlock
said
Holmes.
Sherlock
you did.
And
But
Sherlock
double,
Holmes'
but there's been
sister.
multiple.
Sherlock Holmes' sister, played by Millie Bobby Brown. Like that's
Enola.
5 right
Enola.
there. Yeah, you know, Enola Holmes.
A
So
lot of Sherlocks.
you know what? Let's put him at 5 because
Let's put him at 5.
he's also written by Agatha Christie. So and Agatha knows her shit.
And we
So
love
for
women.
respect for the Agatha.
We love women.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. We got an oldie. Old school.
Yeah.
Psych.
Oh, Psych.
Sean
I never.
They're very cute.
I never
and
watched.
I never
Psych.
watched it, but I do see clips and they're really smart together. Like they be knowing shit.
Essentially, this man pretends to be a psychic to solve crime.
So he's not a psychic.
No.
So him pretending to be a psychic is what helps him solve the crime?
Yes.
That's like a top 2 level of talent. I'm not gonna lie. Like pretending to be psychic
he is a big psychic.
instead of just being psychic, he can
And
just
works
pretend.
with the
Yes.
detectives to solve crime.
So he's not
But he's
actually.
actually
he's-
just that good. He's not
He's
actually
just
psychic.
that good.
What if he was psychic? That's all I'm wondering. Like that shit would be crazy.
Like he was faking.
He was
I'm
faking
sorry.
being
So he's
psychic.
cheating? Does it feel like it's cheating because he is a psychic?
You're gonna have to watch the show.
You know what?
I'm not gonna watch.
I'm
This
giving it a 7. I'm sorry.
A
Like,
7.
Is that because you're unfamiliar?
I'm just very unfamiliar.
That's
I would
okay.
also too.
But that's still really high.
But
for
that's
being
impressive
unfamiliar.
though.
That is.
That's impressive.
Hey,
would
he
agree.
made it above
Pretending
Kim
to be psychic.
Possible.
He's
That's
got
crazy.
my best
Yeah.
friend's name.
'Cause she wasn't pretending.
And I like the number 7, so we'll take
Yeah,
it.
7 is good.
I'm a little disappointed that you guys didn't have this one as your top in the top list. Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu.
Literally
He
in
be
the
knowing shit,
name.
too.
Detective.
What's
Detective
crazy
Pikachu.
is I
Yeah.
definitely watched this movie once.
Yeah.
I don't really remember anything about
Him
Detective
detecting.
Pikachu.
Yeah, there really does. There really
Besides
not
him
like
just
a-
being Pikachu.
Exactly. I feel like Justice
You're
Smith does a
probably
lot of the work
distracted.
as well. I feel like he also depends on Justice Smith a little too much as well.
Again, this is another. Is Justice Smith the actual detective?
I think Justice Smith is the
I would
actual.
agree.
I've never got like blown away by Detective Pikachu's detective skills.
Like if I
Right?
compared him to like Scooby Doo,
Yeah,
Scooby-Doo
Scooby-Doo
obviously
does
is
more.
way
But
I
higher
mean,
than
I would
this.
argue that Pikachu did a lot more. Scooby-Doo just eats and runs. I don't.
Whoa.
He always catches the
hold
bad
on a
guy,
second.
and by catch I
Always.
mean he accidentally falls into the bad
Detective
guy. every
Pikachu
single time.
like
Fell
led
in-
justice
yeah.
to everything he needed to go to.
Yeah, but he already had like the evidence or whatever just laid out before him and said, "Hey, Justice, here's some stuff." And
Yeah.
Justice is
And
like,
how
"Wait a
did he
minute."
get that
Spoiler,
evidence?
Yeah.
Pikachu was daddy.
Catherine
Like-
Newton-John, Catherine Newton also was like a good detective as well.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan, yeah, right.
He's daddy.
Yeah,
Pikachu
I'm
is
putting
daddy.
him 9,
So
I'm
Ryan
sorry.
Reynolds is the detective in
I'm
this
putting
case.
Detective
Pikachu.
Pikachu at 9.
First of all,
I don't know.
where
I've
are we
never
putting
seen
this?
Pikachu
I mean, how
in
good was he? He died. So 9.
I would say.
Oh
Wait,
my
he didn't
God.
die.
You're
No, wait,
putting
Ryan
him
Reynolds
at
did not
9?
die.
Hello,
He just showed
Y'all
up out of
clearly
nowhere.
have a
I would
vendetta
say
against
below.
the
Did Ryan Reynolds like
animated.
show up out of nowhere?
I
Like,
think
hey,
at
Thank
the end.
you,
Whoa.
Vivian.
No, really?
Hold on a second.
I thought this was our list. I thought we had to do this.
Move it down. They clearly
you-
have a
Yeah,
vendetta
9.
against the animated characters.
That's insane.
Lower than Kim Possible?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's okay. We've got another
Yes.
animated character coming up,
Yeah.
so I'm sure it'll be
Impossible.
number 10.
Is it Scooby Doo?
Batman.
Oh, see,
I
this
mean,
is
come
the,
on,
now we're
man.
talking.
This
Like
is-
now we're talking.
this is so serious.
Now, same thing as Hercule. People do sometimes die on his watch.
Oh, but this is okay. It's okay if it's Batman.
But he be solving the crimes of like intergalactic mysteries, like a man solving
Yeah.
intergalactic dark
does things
side
that's
level
way past
mysteries.
his
like,
abilities
Like
that he
how
should
do
be
you
able to
even
do.
do that? You know what I'm saying? When you got people from other planets, yo, that motherfucker ain't
Yeah,
Gotham.
he's
yo.
the one we need to
Testosterone
stop.
levels in
know
this
what
It's
I'm
not
room
saying?
Superman.
have
It's not
elevated.
Oh,
Wonder
but we got
Woman, it's
Hercule
not-
and Detective Pikachu and then this freaking Sean Smith. Don't pull the testosterone on us. I will spot Batman like either a 2 or 3 though. I feel like there's
Someone in your head that you feel like is still in that number 1 spot.
yeah. If we
I
can't move this around,
I
like,
want Batman to be one, but
I
I,
want
also
him to
have
as
that
well.
thought process.
Because you are
that
repping the
there is-
Batman
Yeah.
shirt.
'Cause there's
as
Well,
better-
well.
with the thought that Batman better be in this.
Because I will also say like Tim Drake, his Robin, is a better detective than he is. Batman has said as much.
Okay.
I doubt that Tim Drake is in that list. So I will put a like.
I
2 or
give him
3.
2.
Yeah, let's do 2.
2?
We'll do
Let's
2.
do 2.
And this is a locked into?
Yeah,
That is correct.
We'll lock him in.
Huzzah.
Comfortable.
Making
All
moves,
right,
friends.
all right.
Making moves.
They should aspire to be like Batman.
Yeah.
Well,
No, yeah, exactly.
kinda, sorta
Except for
not.
Kim Possible. Kim Possible, like Batman will be impressed with her.
This is another blast from the past, but was put on the list a few times. William Somerset from 7.
Ooh, I mean, again, how good he
What's in the
loses.
box?
You know what? Fuck that 10, bro.
What's
he
in the
loses.
box?
Fuck that 10.
He
10.
did so well.
No, he did
He
not.
solved 6
no, he did
other-
not.
Oh my God.
The dude, the bad guy, turned himself in and still got away. How do you turn yourself in and still win?
He solved 6 out of 7.
No, bro,
man.
he lost.
I saw-
I'm sorry,
6 out of
Brad.
7.
I'm
I
sorry,
saw
Gwyneth
7
Paltrow.
once, and I don't remember well, so I'm gonna go
It's
with Juju's.
okay. It's
Nah,
just
bro.
what's in the box.
Bro, head in the box, man.
That's all I remember.
That's
is
it.
Well,
what's
it
in
is
the
a
box.
double whammy. She was pregnant. So,
He got.
Wait, what?
so all right, we're
worst
moving,
Let's see.
moving
Last
rightly
4.
on.
I saw his face. I said,
One of the greatest detectives, a novelist, just well renowned in her field, Nancy Drew.
Oh, okay. Saying Keen and Kill, there's no Nancy Drew, Mr. Reed.
Look,
Keen and Kill,
3 cases in one.
3 cases in one.
She did 3 cases in one.
3
this
cases
book?
in one.
Wow, she's efficient.
But where did she go?
You know, I gotta put some respect on her. She's
Number
definitely
one?
a top 5.
No.
She's definitely a top 5 for sure.
Number one?
No, I'm not gonna say number 1.
Is she?
Now, just to be fair, I'm not like familiar with like Nancy Drew stuff, but the fact that I'm not, and I'm still like in the know of how
Impressed.
iconic she
Sure.
is and how great she is,
I would say 3.
I would say like either 3 or 4.
All right.
Because I feel like we're gonna kick ourselves in the butt if we put it at. Let's put it at 3.
At 3?
Let's
she's
go. Let's get
above
dangerous.
Hercule?
Yes,
Oh, 3?
absolutely.
I mean, she's younger than him and has solved way more
That's
crimes.
valid.
She has solved way more crimes, and nobody would die under her watch.
Well,
That's a
Is
big
it because
thing
it's
for me.
written that way for children?
I mean,
Probably.
true.
I would hope so.
alrighty.
Written better.
You earlier gave a list of detectives, and this one was on the list, not just once, but twice.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock.
Of course.
Holmes.
I like how we chose this.
I
not
was
Robert
going
Downey
to
Jr. one.
say
I don't know why I was
exactly
expecting
that.
a Robert Downey Jr.
No!
Because he could
I
fight.
have nothing against that Robert Downey Jr.
have
It's just
something
one
against
too many
Robert Downey Jr.?
slow-mo fight scenes for me.
But I feel like I learned so much. Like I feel like I would
yeah.
win in a fight now because I watched
Because
that.
you
Yeah.
learned how to...
Plus, he does detective work in the middle of a fight. Like, he knows what you're going to do before you do it. He knows how
almost
that's
Batman-like.
super impressive. He's just like,
Say
I'm
it's very
smart.
Batman-like.
I have
is very
autism.
Batman-like.
Like, clearly. Like, you know, he uses autism to his
And that's a bad thing?
It's not, I didn't say he's using it to his advantage. That's incredible. You know?
Where does he go?
He can't fight, though. If he had autism and could fight, let's do 4. Respect. We got it. Again, we'll do my 4 to respect.
Hold on.
Hold on. You're right. Hold on.
When we think of Sherlock Holmes, I feel like we're staring at this character
one of the
specifically.
greatest
but
detectives.
But are we thinking of
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes as a whole?
It's Sherlock Holmes.
overall.
It's
Overall.
Sherlock
Okay, then
Holmes.
what?
Oh, he's
Because then we got
gotta-
to take
I-
into
yeah,
Robert Downey
he's
Jr.'s
gotta be.
version.
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
Yeah,
you thought of Robert Downey Jr. You thought of Benedict Cumberbatch.
It
I
was
thought
just
of
the
like
most-
the old school, like the OG books.
Oh no,
Really?
they were all
Yeah.
there. I just liked his scarf, so
Wow.
Yeah, of
It all came down to a fashion thing.
So
I
what?
thought
Yeah.
he looked
Sherlock
very
Robert
Holmes
Downey
is
Jr.
Throwing
wears
him
a
at
scarf,
one.
doesn't he? I'm
He
sure
does
one?
wear a
They
scarf.
said
So
one.
you're saying that
He looks the best in a scarf.
no
Let's do
one else
one.
in this pile,
That is correct.
meaning that any
That is
other
correct.
person is either 4 or 6.
That is-
Unless the
you
the people that I'm thinking of are in that stack you have.
Who are you thinking of?
I
I'm
know.
not going to say anything until...
It doesn't matter.
I
It
do
does
know
matter.
one person.
It does matter,
and
'cause I'm
They
gonna
are
say.
not above 1 for
Okay.
sure.
And who are you thinking of?
I do not want to say.
They do have everything...
Scrappy
I
dude.
do have.
They do have
inside
everything to
intel.
do with that version of...
Okay, so
I will
we
say
are
they
putting
have
Sherlock
everything to
Holmes
do with
at
that
one.
version of Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say.
It has been locked in.
I mean, out of respect
We
for
have 2
the
left.
detective.
I know.
I'm going to feel so bad if someone who's better than Sherlock Holmes pops up
There's
on
no
there.
way.
There's one way. 13
Oh,
ways,
I
actually.
completely forgot. who
Yeah.
The last 2 were.
Alrighty, we've got Veronica Mars.
The silence is so loud.
It's been so long
remember-
since I've
it's been
watched
so long.
Veronica Mars.
And honestly, I can't think of Veronica Mars without thinking of the parody and Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where she talks to dogs and animals. Life's a bitch. So it's
Fair
a little
enough. So
tainted.
it's tainted. I was going to say influential because it's made it to multiple media, but okay. And it
Has
got a kind of, and then it got remade. So
It did. Did anybody watch the remake though?
everyone they were very disappointed in the love story.
I
They
mean,
were
I
hoping
think-
for a redemption and did not get it.
I feel like whoever is in her lap is better than Veronica.
I would disagree because I know
Was Veronica like really that one?
she was.
Was she?
Yeah.
Okay, I trust you.
I would put her.
Okay,
at
you trusted
4.
me on William
at 4?
Somerset,
Yes.
so I'll trust you.
If
at
you
number
know
4.
who's in my lap right now and the level of disrespect that you were giving this,
That's
in
what I'm
the-
saying.
You know-
Like, I feel like
wait,
there's
wait,
somebody
wait,
better than
wait.
Veronica
You know
Mars.
who's in her lap?
That is correct.
You saw, and you're still
And you're
gonna
still-
do.
Wow.
No
I
one
can't-
cares
I
as much as
know.
you talk
When I-
about this
when
character.
I think about this character,
Hold on, I just
think
want to say, so you know on online when it's like, oh, which BuzzFeed, who is the breakdown of who you are?
Yeah.
This man swears that if this character is who he thinks it is, that this person is who he thinks is part of his genetic makeup. That's crazy.
Very
Is Veronica
so
Mars
smart.
part of your genetic makeup?
That's so funny because
Absolutely
I
not.
feel like I'd get that same person on a BuzzFeed
Crazy.
quiz.
All right,
We're
let's
putting
get,
her
let's
up there
get crazy.
for?
Let's put her at 4.
Let's go. All right.
I do love Kristen Bell as well. So
She is a
Yes,
princess and a
is-
national treasure.
and she loves sloths, and
She
you gotta
does.
respect.
She cries at sloths.
You gotta
She
respect a
does.
woman.
She
who
does.
loves
There's a
sloths.
video.
Yeah, she
Anna.
is
She
obsessed
also
with
is
sloths.
Anna. That's what I
Alrighty,
remember.
here's our
Kristen
last
Bell.
one, rounding out the bend. It is Jacob Peralta from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I don't watch it because
I
I have
was
to do with the
aware.
show with cops.
That's
Sorry.
What? That's so many. That's
They're
He's
all
a cop.
detectives.
They're detectives who get hired by cops as
What the F?
consultants.
That
He's
is
a
also
cop
true.
cop.
He
He is a
He's a
detective.
cop.
He is a
He
detective.
works at a precinct
He's
with
wearing
cops.
God.
That is true.
Oh
He's
my
also
God.
wearing a badge.
He's a cop wearing a badge.
I can't. That's wild.
You see what I'm saying? They all get hired by cops. One of them is not trusted by cops. He's a
So
cop.
where does he go? Obviously 6.
Obviously
goes
six.
There's no
six.
other
I'm
way.
fine with this.
That's
Because when I look at the top 5 and think about them as detectives, the only person that I feel like you could switch out is maybe Veronica Mars. But I also think about Jake Peralta and no, leave Pikachu alone.
Yeah.
I think about Jake Peralta and it's like, he is a good detective, but
He's a great detective.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, I feel like this is
it's
a
a
solid
stretch.
top 5.
They have to make him great. His team makes
yeah.
him great.
I-
But him on his own,
You're okay with
he's
this list?
it's a
That's
struggle.
actually a really good point.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, Brian.
I would the only thing I would switch, if we could switch, is I would switch Sean and Kim. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, Sean seems like he would be a character in Kim Possible with that shtick.
Fair
And
enough. So this is our list.
He could be wrong.
And we're both happy with this?
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Huzzah, gentlemen.
The rightest we've been is Sherlock at number 1 and William at number 10. That's like the exact spectrum of detective that you could get. The best and the worst. And how dare he wears this hat. Like, you can't wear it.
Dude. He's like, damn, I'm back.
And he should have did it for the culture. He's
Okay,
the
are
only
we
black
doing-
one
are we doing a
there.
bracket?
He should have been doing it
At
for the culture.
number 10, we've got William. I'll do it one more time.
He's the only black one and he's the worst
At
one.
number 10, we've
There are no
got
other
William
black detectives?
Somerset. Number 9,
There's
Detective Pikachu. Number 8, Kim Possible. Number 7, Sean Spencer. Number 6,
The cop.
Jake Peralta. And number 5, Nick and Mr. Minute. Number 4, Veronica
Poirot,
Mars.
bro.
Number
That's
3,
crazy.
Nancy Drew.
Yay.
Number 2, the Knight himself, Batman. And at number 1, no surprise, Sherlock Holmes. Alrighty, friends, as is tradition with Geek Critique, we are now going to do a game, and we're going to do brackets. If you
Okay.
saw in our last episode with Quiva and Maya, they successfully put Barbie as their top, but who will make your ranking? So, Vivian, did you have a topic, or do I need to come up with one?
Who would win? No, if you want to come up with one.
Who would you hire to help you find your lost pet?
Lost pet.
Detective Pikachu.
I mean,
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Who would you hire to help you find your lost pet?
Okay.
Yes. Who? And you got to think who
We gotta
actually
think,
would
like,
take the
speed,
case.
like,
Yes.
like, take the case.
It's
Who
who
would
would
take
actually
it?
take the case.
Okay.
Who would think that they were worthy enough to take the case? Who would actually solve the case?
Is this a hangover situation where you lost your tiger? Or is it you just lost your dog? Up to you.
Oh.
Here we go.
I don't think I'd ever.
Speed
want a
round.
tiger.
Okay.
All right, Sean Spencer or
I don't think Hercule would do it. I think Sean is like a nice guy.
I was thinking the exact opposite.
Really?
I was thinking Hercule would be like, I don't have time for you to find your dog. He also
Or
probably
tiger.
would just be like, yeah, your dog's over there. He like already knows. Where
He
your
already
dog-
knows where the dog is. Yeah. Okay.
We'll take
Speed
Hercule.
round.
then.
We'll do Hercule for
Hercule?
sure.
Okay, yeah, speed round. Speed
Daniel
round,
round.
guys,
Craig.
speed.
Daniel
Pikachu,
Craig.
Hercule.
Pikachu. That's-
He has sympathy.
Pikachu or Kim Possible?
Kim Possible.
Kim
I feel like we're
Possible
good.
or
Kim
Veronica
Kim
Mars?
Possible. Yeah.
Kim Possible. Kim Possible or
My dog will be dead.
I don't even have to read the
My dog will
name.
be dead.
Kim or Nancy Drew?
Ooh, this is good. I would
wanna-
still say Kim.
This
but
sounds like a mission
I
before
was gonna-
Nancy
it's
Drew.
like- I was gonna say it's like right up Nancy Drew's.
I mean,
like,
Nancy
alley.
will
Like,
also
this is what
uncover
she
like a
would do.
conspiracy too, and it would be more than
About
just
the
like
dog.
She
She
find
about
my
the
dog and like 7 other
So,
dogs.
you know what, Nancy Drew, because she'll find like a dog kidnapping ring. For sure.
Nancy Drew
and
or
the dogs.
Batman?
Batman's not even
Batman's got more
on Earth.
important things
Yeah.
to do. Yeah, he's
Wow.
My man said if you don't
Alright.
call the Flash.
Nancy
Come on, bro.
Drew or
Plus, I don't want somebody
Sherlock
to get
Holmes?
their neck cracked for that. Nancy Drew. Like Sherlock.
Drew,
Yeah,
not
Sherlock doesn't
Sherlock?
believe in pets for some reason. Like he's just like
All right, Nancy or Jake Peralta?
Jake would do it.
He would. It
But-
would take him way too long.
Way too
though. Like
long.
he'd get distracted by so
Jake
many
would find the
things.
dog and
Or
keep
he will
it.
find it, keep it, and never tell you. And say like, oh, sorry. Like, which makes it. Let's do Nancy.
Nancy
We're gonna
Drew.
do Nancy Drew.
All
Nancy
right.
Drew
Nancy
is
Drew.
our bracket winner. Huzzah.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, both Juju and Brian, for being on the show today. Thank you for the marvelous ranking. And as always, thank you to my lovely hosts. Their handles are going to be right there at the bottom. So please make sure that you follow both of these kind gentlemen. And we will see you for the next ranking. Goodbye.